Hello folks, hope you're doing well. Just a quick video. I was reminded earlier about just how things have changed so much in my understanding over the past year, or just over a year. It's quite incredible, really. When you look at where your understanding was and where it is now, it's I was doing lots of videos about what I thought would be the case about ministry and about all of that sort of stuff, and now everything's completely different. There were similarities, but the gist was there, but the fine detail is very different now. Even talking about the fact that I thought we were in the last days, but I thought we maybe had 30 years. Of course, it looked as if there would be a one world government, so there would have to be an America's Union, an Asian Union, that would all come together with the European Union to make the one world government. So one currency, one army, one police force, all that sort of stuff. To do according to Scripture, the 666. Actually, weirdly, I saw something yesterday where it was on a comedy program, probably done a few years ago, actually. But where somebody has actually had a chip put in their hand, the top of the hand, so they can pay for their groceries just with a chip in their hand. But there you go, that's the 666. Got it. It's done. It's available for use, obviously. Are we are we in a situation where we're absolutely flying with regards to that right now? No, but it is a case where that's ready. It's going to be weird trying to figure out, actually, because if what I now understand is what God is saying is going to be the case, I think it's going to be a mixture between the two. Exactly what that's supposed to look like, I don't know. Because if we are supposed to have the 666, then that means a lot of the things that are going to make that happen have to then be in place. But exactly what needs to be in place, I don't know. Well, because really, you think about it, credit card and that sort of stuff, debit card, is now all over the world now. Chip and pin sort of stuff, that's all over the world now. So the next stage from that has to be a chip in your body, doesn't it, really? Because then you can't lose it. It can't get damaged as easily as a card. And you could have it with your bank stuff on it to start with, but then add your medical stuff and all the rest of the stuff on it. That would be the idea, wouldn't it, really? Let's see what happens with regards to all of that. But is it something that we need to be concerned about? No. We only need to be concerned about it if we've got one foot in the world and one foot in God. But then you're in a situation where you've got to make your mind up. Very much so. You've got to choose, because you either have the 666 or you cannot buy or sell anything. See, my frustration with God right now is that obviously, if we're going to have this 666, I mean, I wasn't even thinking about this yesterday, but if we are going to have this 666, then what we need from God is God providing for us, and just providing for us, where no works is required. As in, we don't have to tithe, we don't have to do all that crap. Could you imagine if you can't buy or sell unless you've tithed hard enough, and you fasted hard enough, and you prayed enough? That's not going to glorify God in any way, shape or form. So, I'm fully believing that we're going to have God just providing for his people. But actually, I think it's quite likely that 666 will be. It looks biblically as if it would be enforced by a nasty sort of government. I don't think it probably will be, because then it will be noticed. People will be rejecting it because it will be noticed. I think it will be done in a way that is not noticed, where most people just won't notice. People in church, people out of church. So, yeah, a nasty sort of government putting the rules down and threatening to harm people if they don't do it. I don't think that's going to be the case. I mean, it's going to be incredibly subtle, like we had recently due to COVID, didn't we? We had IDs that were supposed to be given, that if you had had both your jabs, you'd have to take your ID saying you have both your jabs. Otherwise, you wouldn't get into college, you wouldn't get into nightclubs, you wouldn't get into, And it's a way of trying to force the younger people to get the jabs, wasn't it? But they already had the idea of having a card that if you didn't have that card, you couldn't get in. Well, the chip in a more subtle way would just be that, really, just like the vaccines. Yeah, sold in a way that's beneficial for society. It's the way we're moving forward. It's a greener way, because obviously there won't be the plastic, right? So it'd be greener, wouldn't it? You won't have all your bits of plastic. You won't have a credit card and a debit card and all that. You won't need it. So, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they do with all that, yeah. And interesting to see how God deals with it. But, yeah, as I say, I think I wouldn't expect it's going to be quite as aggressive as I certainly initially thought it would be. But, yeah. We're heading towards it, and it's going to be fun. But, yeah, how things have changed in such a short amount of time. Views and opinions on what's going to happen. So, yeah. It's exciting. Let's see. Well, you take care. God bless. I'll speak to you soon. Have a wonderful week. Blessings. Bye-bye.